Good morning, it's Matt, and in today's RC Coffee Chat we're going to be talking about slope soaring flying wings and also a little heads up of some projects which you will see on my channel over the next week or two, if that makes sense. So up in front of us we have this is the Zach Combat Flying Wing, which I've literally finished last night, and yeah, what a brilliant little model. Oh, a little tip for you, what I've been doing, I don't know if I can zoom in here, and the image quality won't be very good, but hey ho, but you can see what I've done, is that for the hinge, I've just used some of that glass reinforced tape, and then to get a seamless finish, is that I then put another layer of covering film in on top of it, and it worked really, really well. In fact, if I screwed that up now, no I haven't. If I go left, look how clean those lines are, and it was really easy to do. And remember, I've only covered one model before that, so I picked that up pretty quickly, and it does give it a fantastic appeal. I have put some of the carbon fibre tape. It's like a sticky back plastic, which you may or may not have seen me arrive in the mail yet, and it was really, really good tape. So I've put that on the left wing on there, and it goes round underneath as well, just to help to see the model on the slope. So yeah, I'm super chuffed because I've been working on that model for far too long, and she is now ready to fly. Well, I say ready to fly. My one task today is that you'll see my oddly shaped hatch, and you should definitely not do a hatch. Let me zoom in there a second. You'll see that it's not a square hatch, so it looks kind of like a good idea when I was cutting it out, but then in reality it's not very good, and that's just a bit of core flute which I've put in now and covered with covering film. And the one task which I've got to do is take the receiver pack out and then get in the front in there with the soldering iron and dig out a nice little channel and then load her up with lead. Now, I've personally thought, because it is a combat wing, all the razor blades which I put along the edges would have given her enough nose weight, but apparently not. And by the way, I am joking about putting razor blades in the model. That would be mildly dangerous, to say the least. So yeah, my Zach Combat Wing, and come on, right, I've got some more photos of her here as well. As you can see, I took lots. And there's the underside. And that's not the fin, that's the back end of a Texumo. That's the Texumo which I was doing the flight controlled series in behind there. Yeah, the elevons are made out of balsa wood. I have reinforced this underside with tape for unscheduled landings and, of course, combat action as well. So this is my scrapping model. And what else have I got in there? I'm just looking on the other screen. There she is. She is huge, absolutely huge. And yeah, that's the last one which I've got. I've got a Weasel XP as well, which you may have seen in a previous episode over here on YouTube. And I have taken a photograph, but my iPad's pretty much dead, so it's not uploaded the image yet. In fact, as you probably already know, the point of these RC chats is that we leave or have no edit, so I'm just checking on that. No! It still says camera upload pulls, low battery. That is really annoying. So maybe it'll upload in a moment. So yeah, this afternoon looks like we're going slope soaring, so I will have my Zach Speed, I will have my Zach Combat, which we can see here, and we'll also have the Weasel XP as well. And I wanted to show you the Weasel XP because I've done a really cool thing with a rudder. But I don't know, if I hear the ping in the background, if the image is uploaded, I'll show you that one. Now, also to give you a heads up on a couple of projects coming up on the channel, let me start with the beginning one. Now, those of you who fly quadcopters, I want to just give you a quick tip, okay, on prop nut adapters, okay, the little twisty things to get prop nuts off. I bought two. Okay, so I bought this one, which is a really cool looking carbon fibre one, and I also bought this one, which was 3 times as expensive. Now, reality is they both do the same thing. They'll help you undo your prop nuts on top of your motors. Now, you would have thought that maybe that one there looks the coolest, and it does look pretty cool, and it's got a little slot on there so you can put it on your keys and things like that. But here's the kicker for you. This one is 3 times less cool as that one. So that's the one to go for because it's so much easier to use, and because you've got nice big finger hold points on either side, you can undo your prop nuts a lot blooming easier. And I'll put a link to this one, and if you wanted the carbon fiber look, I'll put a link to that one in the description for you as well. But personally, now that I've got both of them, I would strongly suggest that you go for this one because it is the better one of the two. But it is 3 times as expensive, so £1 compared to £3. Also, what's coming up on the channel? Oh, I bought this thing. Now, by the way, if you have bought this camera gimbal, for God's sake, go and get some thread lock and take out each screw individually, because when mine arrived, I turned it on the desk, and within about 4 or 5 seconds, 2 of the screws fell out. It was unreal. Now, yeah, there's a few negative points about this. And in the images, they show that they got this nice cable wrap, and you don't actually get that with the finished package. And the other one is these blooming screws fall out. Really, really frustrating. Oh, and also I've got a tip for you for the gimbal control as well, because the way in which it's set up by default, you have to put, there's a little button hiding in the back corner over there, and then if you click it once, twice, 3 times, then you can move the camera around to the position which you want, and then it will hold it for you. But that's really frustrating, so I'll do a separate video to show you how you can set that up. So you just click the button once, hold the camera where you want it, because if it's on the bottom of a quadcopter, so I'm looking back there because I bought that for my 450 frame quadcopter, is that you can just press the button once, hold your camera at the angle which you want, and then it will then click in and save that for you. So I will do a little overview video to that, and yeah, because I received that about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Really, really good gimbal, pretty cheap at 30 quid, especially when you compare it to the more expensive ones. Yeah. Oh, and also some paranoia about putting cable ties around this loop, and then cable tying the top frame to the aircraft which you're fixing it to, because remember, if one of these go and these big rubber bungs do come out very, very easily, then yeah, you don't want to lose your expensive piece of kit, camera kit, which is sat on the bottom. Now, what else have I got? Oh yeah, heads up on another video which I will be doing, and it's to do with this camera. Okay, now you may be thinking, oh my god, Matt, it's like 9 quid, that camera's utter carp. And the reality is, it's not. It's a really good camera, and the kicker is that, I don't know if you can see this, let me zoom in a second, that is the piece which we are interested in. So let me just quickly give you an overview. It's 2.1 millimeters, so it's not the widest view ever, but it's brilliant for flying with, and it's a CCD, and that port on the back is for an OSD board. Okay, so this one does have a hidden menu system, which is that if you grab this board here, which is currently out of stock, but I've been and compared it to the one which I got with another camera, and the wiring looks exactly the same. So my hunch is that that board will work with this camera, okay? And there's a hidden menu system in for this camera, which allows you to change all the major settings. Now, out of the box, shockingly, it does not come with dynamic range enabled, which is a bit odd. So the first thing you want to do is find out how to change it from Chinglish to English. So getting used to the buttons, and then getting down and finding the right menu for the language, so that you get out of Chinglish and then you can put the menu into English. That's challenge number 1. And then challenge number 2 is basically going in and turning the dynamic range on, and also setting the lens to auto on it as well. And those 3 little changes just transform this camera from being mediocre to fantastic, because it does work quite well in a whole range of conditions, because it's this camera which I'm currently running in my Raven flying wing. So that video footage which you've seen yesterday evening, which I put out, is that was recorded in the DVR with this camera. So yeah, very, very good camera, super cheap, but you do need a OSD board for it to get into the hidden menu. So if you've already got one of these boards, so you know the boards with the 4 buttons on it, and how many wires has it got on it? I'm just checking it because I was mucking around with it last night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6 wires on it, and yeah, I've checked the wiring over on this one. So that will be a little mini series. Well, it won't be a series. It will just be a setup video for this, and I'll walk you through this, and I'll record me pressing the buttons on the desk, and we'll also have the DVR footage running on at the same time. Now, I also wanted to show you my cart as well. Right, remember that no edit stuff? I will be editing this one because it's got my address details on the right hand side. Apologies, gents. I'm going to order another Eachine 1000 TVL camera. The reason why I'm ordering that is that I did order a CMOS camera to go in the 180 quad, but I don't think it's going to be that good, so I'd rather have one of those as a backup. Okay, now you may be wondering, well, Matt, you were just talking about this camera being great. Yeah, it's really good, but it won't fit in the 180 quad and give me the angle which I'm looking for. So yeah, and I can't really just trim off the bottom of the board because there's some components on there. So yeah, bit of a bummer on that one. Going back to the car, I've got some carbon. I'm going to be ordering some carbon fiber props. Now let me scroll down. I will also be ordering some more carbon fiber rods because I really am getting through a lot of those, especially with the recent builds like the Weasel XP, the Combat Wing, the big long range FPV wing is going to absorb all of the carbon fiber which I've got left. So yeah, I need to get some more. And then also, now I found this one, and by the way, I don't have any fashion sense at all. And apparently this one is in the women's category, but I did really like the look of it. Now let me grab I've gone for the black one. Okay, so it's got this nice wrap around, and then look at the hood on the back. Look at that huge, great big hood. Now the reason why I'm interested in that one is because it's got the neck covering here, which I'm thinking is that if I'm stood up on the slope, because my mind is in slope soaring mode, because we're going slope soaring this afternoon, is that would keep me nice and warm and toasty, and it's got a whacking great big hood as well. And I don't know if you remember that camo jacket which I bought a while back, that's quite a thin jacket. It's really nice. You don't get too hot on it and things like that, but it also means that I can put thinner layers underneath. So yeah, instead of going up, you've seen me wandering around with my orange hoodie. That was a premium one, which I paid about 60 quid for. I want just a cheaper one like this, so I can get it in me jacket, and then I can strip off either my outer layer if it's not raining, or strip out this inner layer if it is raining, so I don't get so hot, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to be getting one of those as well. Now, give you a heads up, it is a woman's clothing item apparently. So yeah, make of that what you want. But the only thing which I can see is they might have added a bit of extra material for the deformities on the front. But my boobies aren't that big, so I think I'll be alright. So just sag down at the front. Happy days. So yeah, let me go back to that Zach Combat Wing. I cannot wait to rag the nuts off this one this afternoon. It's going to be really, really, really cool. My only concern with it, but besides getting the CFG right, a little tip for you, which you can't see. I don't think you can see. I might have not done it when I did this video. Is that what I did? The CFG line was 19 centimeters back. And then I got the ruler on and made sure it was perpendicular, or at 90 degrees, and then I just marked with a little a Sharpie pen there and then over there, and then got that little small XC60 USB hot glue gun which I bought a couple of days back, is that you just put 2 little dabs of hot glue on the bottom of the model, and that then means is that when it comes, I'm just at breakfast a short while ago, is that when you've got the model up the other way, you can feel where the balance point is very, very easily. So there's no like trying to draw a line and then look underneath whether you got your fingers in the right place, because you've got those two little nodules of hot glue underneath. You can then balance out the model so much easier. And I do that. I'm starting to do that on all my models, and in fact I'll probably just do a build tip video on that for just to help you and separate it out into a separate video. So that's what I'm up to currently. Yeah, Zach Combat Wings ready. The Weasel XP, which the photos have still not uploaded on from the iPad. That one's ready for this afternoon. And of course, I've got the Zach Speed Wing, which we saw the Maiden go a couple of days back. Oh, and if you didn't see the Zach Speed Maiden, what I'm going to do in the top right-hand corner of this video is there'll be a link now. And that's the link to the Slope Soaring Adventures playlist. Have a scroll down that list, because there is a fantastic time lapse of the day up at, was it Hartsfield Beacon? And yeah, it was beautiful, and you could see all the clouds rolling across the sky. Oh, and also in that playlist we have the Maiden of the Zach Speed, and we also have me rescuing the Zach Speed from a tree. And yes, I really did land in a tree, and yes, I really did have to climb up the tree to go and get it. Now, I always like to leave you with a question, so I'm going to ask you this question. Where is the weirdest place you have landed a model? Have you landed a model airplane in a lake? Have you landed it in a tree? Have you landed it in your lap? I don't know. What have you been and done with a model airplane? What was the weirdest and wackiest place you've been and landed a model? Do let me know in the comments section. And as always, it's time for me to go. My coffee looks pretty much stone cold, so I'm going to go and neck that. But my point being, do let me know where is the weirdest place that you've been and landed a RC model plane, or maybe a quadcopter. And you can let me know in the comments section underneath this video. So with that said, from myself, Matt, cheerios. Oh yeah, I bet you thought I forgot. Parrot Disco FPV wing? No pre-orders yet on that one. And I bet you thought that I forgot. And you'd be absolutely right. I did forget, so I'm adding this bit in at the end. Oh, and don't forget to let me know where's the weirdest place that you've been and landed a model to in the comment section underneath this video. Was it as high in as a tree as what I did? I don't know. Let me know. Comment section underneath. Cheerios.